Well, today I'm joined by Neil Harvey and Andrew McCormick, both at the Hurlingham Club. Morning, fellas. How are you doing?
Yeah, morning. How are you?
Good,
Not
thank
bad,
you.
not bad.
Morning,
Good
Mark.
to see you again, Neil.
And you?
We'll dive straight in here. We've been behind an initiative called the Brads, which was pulled together by Steve Braddock before he sadly passed away. I know you've been involved from pretty much the beginning, Neil. The idea behind this is that we take emerging and developing talent and help them further develop by giving them placements at a different type of venue to where they are. And Andrew, you've taken advantage of this with Neil. Neil, perhaps you can just explain, what we pulled together here.
Yeah, so Andrew's our grounds apprentice, and Andrew came to me and talked about possibly working at Wimbledon as part of the court covering team. And knowing about the Brad scheme, I thought, maybe is there opportunity to get him in there on the grounds side, which would obviously complement his apprenticeship. So knowing Will through turf business, basically, meeting at the summits and so on. So got that, help build that relationship there, and being involved with the Brad's thing. I contacted him, and we started a few emails backwards and forwards, and Neil Stubley obviously got involved as well, to see whether we could do something with getting him in to work at the championships, which was really grateful to Will and Neil. We managed to pull off to get him there for the full 2 weeks. Fantastic opportunity.
Andrew, so you're not long into turf care, and there you are. You get yourself a placement at the tournament in tennis, and you're a tennis fan as well. So how good was that?
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful for the experience, and it was definitely something that I learned a lot from. So,
But not your first time there.
No, so I did the previous 3 championships as a ball boy, and so I sort of knew how things were run there, but I thought it would be a good opportunity to potentially work there again for the championships, which is why I sort of contacted Neil and talked to him about potentially working as a court coverer. But then came along this Brad scheme, and it just all worked out.
Great. Well, from your point of view, apart from being involved at the tennis tournament in the world, what did you bring away from your experience there that you think is going to help you further with your development?
I'd say definitely just being able to practice and develop my skill set, and that has definitely increased my confidence, especially just working there. And I definitely realise now that this is something that I want to do and pursue in the future.
So watch out, Neil Stubley and Will Briley, then. You're after their jobs, are you? You don't have to answer that one, Andrew.
Technically, do they do things very different? What's the biggest technical difference that you saw from the Hurlingham Club?
So at the Hurlingham Club, around each tennis court, we have rough grass, which is just sort of longer meadow grass. But at Wimbledon, they don't have that. So when mowing, they lay down cutting boards around the back of the base ends, and then they use those to turn so that they don't wear out the base ends, which is something that we don't do here because we have that long grass that you can turn on.
Yeah,
so
turn on.
That's definitely something I picked up on.
Andrew, with the team there at Wimbledon, were you working closely with Will, or were you working with somebody else?
Well, in the mornings, I was with a team of 2 people that we would together cut and mark court 2 and 12. So it was 2 others. And then during the day, we would stick as a team, especially if it was scheduled to rain, because we would be on standby to cover centre court.
Right, okay.
And then in the evenings, we would all, as a team, go to the practice courts to cut and mark those.
Okay. So were you actually marking and mowing yourself, or were you just kind of helping out, shifting around?
I did mark and mow on a couple of occasions.
How did that go?
pretty smoothly, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't mess it up then. That's good. Did you feel pressured? Neil, I mean, you lost him for 2 weeks, so that's quite something for you to do to allow that to happen for one. But I guess that's an investment from your point of view in the future of Andrew, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was right after our tournament. Our tournament finished on the Sunday, which is pre-Wimbledon. Wimbledon starts on the Monday, so he couldn't get involved with all the fun thing of when the stands are removed here and all that, and after the Lord Mayor's show here. So he was at Wimbledon working hard. But yeah, no, it's investing in the future, investing in hopefully Andrew's career, and that's, I think, what is at the heart of the Brad scheme, is that all the grounds managers that are involved in it and have invested in it, and hopefully will continue to invest in it, is that it's we are hopefully investing in that future talent, and get people who are in the industry already a stepping stone, and hopefully shine a light on the industry, and hopefully draw more people to the industry. And to do that, it is a bit of commitment, but that's not much of a commitment on my part, really. It's it'd be great if hopefully Andrew does go and have a career on whatever level in the industry, because it is such a good industry. But getting people into the industry and to stay in the industry is a struggle. So we know, all grounds managers, it's a perpetual thing we always come back to at the summits. We have to work at that.
Another thing, Neil, I wanted to ask you. I mean, you've invested. Are you seeing any payback on that kind of investment that you've put into Andrew for those 2 weeks already?
Yeah, I'd say one of the things Andrew touched on it. So I think the confidence and just in his abilities and his skill set. I think going up there, obviously he's taken away things, but I think working in that environment at that level at your age, I think that's going to stay with him. I hope that stays with him. He can take that through his career, but knowing that he can perform at that level, and as you said, I've seen the evidence. He was mowing, he was marking. So to be allowed to do that, which is great credit to the team up there at Wimbledon. To literally, he wasn't just going up there and sweeping the stands or something. He was fully involved and engaged, and that's how he's going to get so much from it. I mean, that's sort of being allowed to do that and showing that you can do it at that sort of level. I think that and I can see that in him coming back. And all those attentions to detail that he's spoken about since he's been back, are those little things as well. He's spoken about to me and the other lads as well. And hopefully he'll use that going forward, I'm sure.
Well, I want to thank you, Neil, for allowing this to happen, because to turf business, it's important that people like yourselves are getting behind the programme. Also, it's a big thank you to Neil Stubley and Will Briley. I'm sure there was some criteria and some hoops you had to jump through before they let you loose with the mowers and the line marking at the tournament, so it wasn't just a shoe-in. But final question is going to come to you, Andrew. For other potential Brad placements out there, in terms of people like yourself that might want to do it, would you say it's a worthwhile experience?
Definitely, yeah. And it's just something you have to, I guess, enjoy and just try and absorb as much as you can through it.
Brilliant. Well, sounds like you had a great time. You've got to watch some tennis as well, so I'm sure there's worse ways to earn a living. So when you're a tennis fan, Neil, good to see you again. See you soon, I hope. And nice to meet you, Andrew. And I hope to catch up with you again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.